Hello everyone, I'm going to explain fractals. So fractals are objects which do not have specific geometric shape or they are complex geometric objects. These are the topics that we are going to cover right now. So what are fractals, classification of fractals, fractal dimensions, how to generate fractals, its applications. So these are the topics we'll be covering. So what are fractals? As I said, it's a geometric object whose shape is irregular at all scales. So scaling is like how big or how small an object is. So are actually procedural program wherein that particular procedure written for the fractal is called n number of times or iteratively called or recursively called with different scaling values. So this kind of recursive call creates complex objects, and they are in terms of self similarity because the basic shape is similar, only the scales may vary. So we have learned conventional geometry which has specific geometric shape like lines and cones, whereas fractal geometry has irregular shapes and the fractal dimensions are not whole number values. These are examples of fractals. As Mandelbrot says, clouds are not spheres and mountains are not cones. So, if you want to draw such kind of objects, you have to follow the fractal geometry. So, fractals are classified as self-similar, wherein parts of the fractals are scaled down versions of the entire object, and they can be again further classified as exact self-similar, quasi-self-similar, and statistically self-similar. So this is an example of self-similar fractals. Then you have self-affine fractals, which have different scaling parameters. So an example of self-affine fractals are water and clouds. And invariant fractals are a self-squaring fractals, and this is an example of invariant fractals. So how to a normal fractal or basic fractal generation follows these steps. It will have an initiator which will be generated to the required object. So as you see in the iteration 0, you have a line. In iteration 1, you have several sub branches which are actually scaled down versions of the original object. So you can go to iterated n number of times as preferred until you get the desired object. So fractal dimension, as said before, it is not a whole number value. Since fractals have infinite detail, since the procedure is going to be called n number of times, so it will have infinite detail and the fractal dimension may be non uh, integer value. So the value ranges between 0 to n, and the formula for calculating fractal dimension is log n divided by log s, where n is the number of parts and s is the scaling factor. So these are the some examples, like a line divided into two equal halves means n is going to be 2, and since it's equal divided into two equal parts, the scaling value is going to be 2. Whereas a square, if it is divided into 9 equal parts, that means n is going to be 9. And of course, if you want to get 9 parts, then the scaling value is going to be 3. So the dimension is going to be 2, and so on. Next is fractal generation. So uh, of fractal generation is a Koch curve, wherein you start with a line segment of length 1 and it is divided into a scaling factor of 3. So you get the middle portion with a triangular bump, which makes it into 4 parts. So n is going to be 4, scaling value 3, so the dimension is going to be 1.261. Similarly, when Koch curves are applied to three parts of the triangle, you get the snowflake. As you see, the initiator is a triangle and generator is a star shape. So this is how you generate a snowflake, following the same steps iteratively until you get a snowflake. Now, the next is the Hilbert's curve, which is a space filling curve, is a fractal wherein a square is divided into four sub-squares and a line segment is drawn through the center of each square. So, this is the iteration, zeroth iteration. To the next iteration, each subsquare is again further divided into four equal subsquares and the line segments are passed through the centers of each square, and as you see, the line segments do not cross each other at any point of time. So the iteration increases, the same algorithm is being called recursively. So at each subdivision the scale changes by 2 but the length changes by 4, therefore the dimension is 2. The applications are specified here. Fractals can be used in astronomy, in depicting the forms of bacteria in biology and other natural geometrical structures. So, to summarize, fractals are complex pictures generated by using iterations, and these are some set of questions that are important in this part to be studied. Thank you.